A huge welcome to your week 1 of the 21-day Conscious Manifestor Blueprinting program. And this is how you're going to be doing your weekly tasks. You're going to be getting an audio from myself just as you are listening to this now. The reason that I didn't do a video is I want you to be able to listen to this with your mind being able to free focus, and meaning it gives you expansion of mind. You're not focused on a particular person whilst you're listening. I want you to ideally, if you need to listen on the go, do so and then come back to it. But ideally you're sat down, you've got some quiet time, you've got some candles lit, your dedicated journal or notebook and pen, and you are able to think outside of yourself. So if you haven't already, pause this and go and grab those things. And there is also a PDF for you to print. And that goes alongside this audio. You're going to get an audio and a PDF every single week. And it's got the questions on. So, of course, go through, pause and answer them. And you've always got the questions there to reflect back on as well. So over the next 21 days, we're going to be really looking into your self-awareness, your emotional intelligence, how you come into alignment. We're going to be talking quite a bit about alignment and helping you to recognize when you are in alignment and when you are out of alignment. Another way in which you could sort of see this is when you are connected or disconnected. And meaning source, meaning yourself, your higher self, your emotional intelligence. Because when you are in alignment or connected, that is when you are in your peak place for manifestation. You've no doubt felt it yourself before, parts of your life when you've just felt in flow. It's felt like things are going your way. You feel like you're having some people call it a lucky streak, or lots of coincidences are happening. But I'm pretty sure if you're a part of this program, you've no doubt heard me talk about this a lot before, that there just simply isn't such thing as a coincidence in the way that we say it is. It actually means that you are a vibrational match to those things that are coming your way, or the opportunities that you seem to be stumbling upon. That is being in alignment. That is you being connected to source, to your path, to things that are meant for you. What's meant for you will never pass you by. If you are in an open place to receive, you are in an open place to be that match for all you desire. So we are going to be talking more about that, and let's get started. So in order for you to rise, you must first reflect and release. So we're going to start now by journaling and reflecting on 2021. We want to make sure that you're not just running full steam ahead, charging into this new year without looking at what went well for you and what didn't go so well. That way you know what to avoid and what to do more of. And then of course we can start to look at what do you want. But this first step is critical. So I want you to begin to reflect and journal on your greatest lessons, successes, and milestones of 2021. And the 4 key areas that I personally love to reflect on is the areas of your personal life, your professional life or career, or if you run your own business, your business, your health, and the fun and fulfillment in your life. So personal, professional, health, and then if you want to bring these 2 together, fun and fulfillment. Those 2 just go hand in hand. When we are feeling fulfilled in life, it tends to be, and something that I've seen over the years is people feel more fulfilled when they are having fun, when they aren't taking themselves and life too seriously. So that is a really key area. So personal, professional, health, fun and fulfillment. And we want to be looking at your successes, the lessons and milestones. So you can pause this now and begin to do that. And the one thing that I will say is with the milestones, I'm going to recommend that you list them. Not just the goals and the things that you've done, felt that you have ticked as complete. What I mean by milestones is the steps along the way to your goals as well. So how you have felt during 2021. Have you had great periods of your life throughout last year when you're like, gosh, yes, I was on a roll then, I felt really good? I want you to reflect on those milestones. Start to think, what were you doing? How were you functioning when you were achieving these milestones? So you can also journal deeper on this. So things that you've done, felt, and of course achieved, and the things that have helped you to move forward personally, professionally, health, fun and fulfillment. I want you to have fun with this. So if you haven't already, you can pause the recording and then come back to it. So welcome back. So that was the reflection piece. We were really looking there at letting your mind recognize that actually, even though all that was going on in the world, it was actually quite a good year, that the things that just sort of slip underneath the radar need to be celebrated. When we celebrate ourselves, our reward system in our brain, fireworks set off. It absolutely loves to be rewarded. And we don't always have people outside of ourselves doing that. We can't expect other people to cheerlead us through life. We have to be our greatest cheerleader. So I'm hoping that you've enjoyed doing that light reflection. And now we're looking at the release part. And as we said, in order to rise, we need to be able to reflect and release. And when it comes to manifestation, there's something that just gets bypassed so often, and that is the ability to receive. There is one thing goal setting, there is one thing working on energy and alignment, there is another thing getting clarity and taking action. But what about your ability to ask and receive, and trusting that you have the faith and the unshakable belief in yourself that actually, not only yourself, but the universe, source, that you are capable of asking and receiving. And you've no doubt heard that famous quote, the ask and you shall receive. But how clear are you at asking for what you want? How good are you at being really precise with, okay, this is what I want? And not just in a manifestation term, I mean in life in general. Lots of people pour their energy into what they don't want. They get so crystal clear, and there's a lot of emotion and energy that comes through when they're saying it. And then when it comes to the confidence and the belief in when they say what they do want, it isn't always more. There isn't always as much energy and passion and emotion there. So you must get confident at asking what you do want. But there's one key thing that stops people from doing that, and that is what we're going to call asking anxiety. And this is from experiences, some different experiences in your life where you have experienced some kind of rejection, or was maybe told no, or maybe you asked for something, as this is in particular as a child, and you were punished for it, or maybe you asked for something and then you never received it. So you've actually learned over the years, in particular, as we said, from childhood, to avoid asking for things in fear of rejection or even being punished. And this just leads many people to an avoidance. And this can show up in lots of different ways in our adult lives. And you've no doubt experienced things it may be in the workplace, in relationships. How confident are you at asking for a pay rise, or asking for particular holidays or days off to go to the dentist? You wouldn't believe how many people I hear say that they daren't ask for time off for something that is actually their personal or their health. And that is due to the fear of rejection, the avoidance, that it doesn't feel safe to ask. The same in relationships. Many people will go unhappy for years. And really, if it was the communication piece of being comfortable to ask, lots of relationships would no doubt be saved. It would be very, very different. So when it comes to manifestation, can we see the importance from an energetic point of view of being clear and feeling safe to ask for what you want? And it can lead to self-sabotage. Maybe you don't dream big, or you just kind of keep your goals to yourself and you keep them safe. This is to avoid disappointment, shame, guilt, even harm or rejection. So you must be open to receive. And in order to be open to receive, you must be ready to ask. You must be confident in asking. So we want to begin to release any self-judgment or shame around asking for more or for what you want in your life. You don't have to. This is a belief that I hear a lot, or I see more than anything. This tends to be in the hustler culture, that people struggle. They have to show struggle. They have to evidence that this was hard work. I've gone from rock bottom to rock star. You've no doubt heard things like that before. And they feel that they have to prove that they have grafted and it's been hard work. And that is, or for some, that they have to be super independent. They mustn't rely on anyone else, including the universe. They have to blood, sweat and tears it. So others don't think that it came easy to them. But we want you to get comfortable and be at peace with things actually coming easily to you. We want you to be able to trust in yourself and the universe. And we want you to be able to think big and trust that if you set an intention, if you put your heart into something and your mind into something, it can be yours. You can become that person. So how do we change it? Again, I'm going to recommend that you grab that journal and notebook, and I'm going to be talking you through now, and of course this is on the PDF, some key questions for you to answer. So after you have done your reflection piece, we're now going to do another reflection, but in a sort of a slightly different way. I want you to reflect on the last year and also your early memories of particular times when you felt it was unsafe for you to ask for things or receive things. So when I say unsafe, maybe you feared being judged. Maybe you just simply avoided asking for something. Maybe you were rejected. Maybe you felt disappointed. This could be something as simple as, just an example, as you asked your friend to help you with something or to go with you to an appointment or do something, and they let you down. So therefore your mind instantly said, well, I won't ask them again. It then didn't feel safe because you wanted to protect yourself from feeling hurt again. That's just one example of how something may feel seemingly insignificant, but actually can play a huge role in your manifestation ability. So for each answer that comes to you, whether that is from childhood, it might be a time at a toy shop when you were told, how dare you ask for something that expensive, or for myself personally, we didn't have a lot of extra money as in my childhood. We had a comfortable life, but I learned from a very early age, you just don't ask. If I was to get something, I got it. But I would never dare say, can I have this? I want this. So I've had to learn to feel safe in asking the universe, in asking myself, in trusting that I can provide because I'm on a different life path now as an adult. So reflecting back, and with each answer that comes through to you, I want you to ask and write the following down. Who was involved in this particular memory? Who was it who was involved? What lesson did this particular memory or person help you with in some way today? So this is about looking back at the memory and coming at it from a different perspective. As the adult that you are, looking through your eyes with that connection to your higher consciousness, what lessons, what preservings can you actually take? And this is really going to help with your growth and moving forward. And also, if there's any buried emotions that come up for you, if you get a tightness in your throat, in your shoulders, in your stomach, in your head, and these are the very typical places where emotion wants to surface from, it's indicating to you there's something to be released, or maybe it is through tears, maybe you feel anger. I want you to write this down. And I want you to write a letter to them. Almost, you're not going to send it, don't worry. Almost as if you are just letting them know how you feel. And at the end of that letter, I want you to write the forgiveness. Whether that is forgiving yourself or you're forgiving them. It tends to be, and I would almost recommend, but see what comes through to you, actually doing both when it comes to forgiveness, both you and them. And then destroy it. You can burn, you can rip, you can get rid, but I would recommend from that, you then destroy it. That is a really powerful way of releasing. And then feel free to journal on these points. Is there anything else that is coming through to you after this exercise? And once you have completed this, the next section is answering these journal prompts. I am stronger now because. I am different now because. I am safe to ask for what I want now because. So you can answer those questions, and for any memories which come through, feel free to repeat these. If any feelings of feeling unsafe about asking and receiving, you can do this exercise and just keep repeating it until you feel that you have released anything that has held you back from asking. Any memories which come through to you. And what you'll probably notice is that there are patterns. If there's particular ones from your childhood, it will no doubt also be similar or connected to the experiences that you've had as an adult as well. So I want you to really focus on that last question. I am safe to ask for what I want now because. It's just right from your heart here, right? Everything that comes through to you. And that is the end of our week 1. This is one of the more deeper exercises. So the next 2 weeks, there will be more of the higher coming into alignment, the rising bit. So enjoy this process. You may want to do it over 2 sessions. If you can, sit down, commit that time and just go for it. But either way, enjoy this process, and anything that comes through to you that you would like to share over in the reflection post on the Facebook, please do. It would be so empowering for you to share for not only yourself, but for others to see as well and be inspired and help cheer you on. So have a fantastic week. Enjoy listening to your daily blueprints. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday at 8:15 for our weekly Q&A.